Blue Book Frankenstein, Audiobook Summary. Frankenstein, or The Modern Prometheus by Mary Shelley, is a Gothic novel that explores themes of ambition, creation, responsibility, and the consequences of defying nature. The story is presented in an epistolary format, consisting of letters, personal narratives, and the testimonies of multiple characters, weaving a tale of horror, sorrow, and moral contemplation. The narrative begins with Robert Walton, an ambitious explorer, who writes letters to his sister, Margaret Saville, in England, describing his Arctic expedition. During his journey to the North Pole, Walton's ship becomes trapped in ice, and he encounters a strange, emaciated man traveling across the ice on a sledge. Walton rescues the man, who introduces himself as Victor Frankenstein, a young Swiss scientist, and who begins recounting his tragic story. Victor Frankenstein was born into a wealthy and loving family in Geneva. From an early age, he exhibits a keen interest in science and philosophy. Obsessed with discovering the secrets of life and death, Victor studies natural philosophy and chemistry at the University of Ingolstadt. Driven by ambition and intellectual curiosity, he becomes consumed with the idea of creating life from inanimate matter. After years of study, Victor succeeds in animating a creature, assembling it from cadaverous parts collected from graveyards and slaughterhouses. However, upon giving life to his creation, Victor is horrified by the creature's grotesque appearance, its yellow eyes, translucent skin, and monstrous proportions. Overcome by fear, disgust, and regret, he abandons the creature, fleeing his laboratory. This act of rejection sets in motion the central conflict of the novel: the consequences of playing God and failing to assume responsibility for one's creation. The creature, left to fend for itself, is intelligent, sensitive, and capable of deep emotion. It experiences the world with curiosity and innocence but faces immediate fear, rejection, and violence from humans due to its terrifying appearance. It observes a poor rural family, the de Lacys, and learns to speak, read, and understand human society by secretly watching and listening to them. Despite its education and longing for companionship, the creature remains isolated and despised. Unable to endure loneliness and social rejection, the creature confronts Victor, demanding that he create a female companion for him to alleviate his suffering. Victor initially agrees and begins work on a female creature, but ultimately destroys it before completion, fearing that the new being and the original could propagate a dangerous, uncontrollable race. Enraged, the creature vows revenge against Victor, promising to make him suffer for the remainder of his life. The creature enacts its revenge by killing Victor's youngest brother, William, framing an innocent family friend, Justine Moritz, for the crime. Justine is wrongfully executed, deepening Victor's guilt and anguish. The creature then appears before Victor, explaining its suffering and reasoning for vengeance, emphasizing the injustice of being abandoned despite its inherent desire for companionship and goodness. This confrontation fuels Victor's obsession with destroying the being he brought to life. Victor's life descends into a series of tragedies. His father dies from grief, and his fiancée, Elizabeth Lavenza, is murdered by the creature on their wedding night. Victor vows to pursue the creature across the world, driven by hatred and a sense of duty to eradicate the being he unleashed. The pursuit leads Victor to the Arctic, where he encounters Walton's expedition, bringing the story full circle. Victor, weakened and near death, warns Walton about the dangers of blind ambition and the pursuit of knowledge without moral consideration. Soon after, Victor dies aboard Walton's ship. The creature, discovering Victor's death, expresses profound sorrow and remorse. It reveals its plans to end its own life, signaling the tragic closure of the narrative. The novel ends with the creature drifting away into the Arctic darkness, leaving readers to ponder the consequences of ambition, isolation, and neglect. Frankenstein is not only a story of horror and the supernatural, but also a profound exploration of human nature, ethics, and responsibility. Shelley examines the dangers of unchecked scientific ambition, the moral obligation of creators toward their creations, and the deep pain caused by social rejection. The novel raises questions about identity, empathy, revenge, and the boundaries of human endeavor, making it a timeless masterpiece that continues to resonate in literature, philosophy, and popular culture. Don't forget to like and subscribe to this channel.